say the Steel Series.
Steel Series, honestly.
Steel Series.
I'd definitely sit with the Steel Series.
By far.
Definitely the Steel Series.
If I had to pick one of these to pick up in game right now, it's going to be the Steel Series.
Gamers prefer our headsets. Find out why at steelseries.com.
Alrighty, welcome back, ladies and gents, here to the GOCL. I'm going to be solo casting and streaming for you this evening. And it's Dignitas versus Na'Vi. Apologies if the frame rate is a tiny bit low, but came in for this one with very, very little notice today, and I do not have the best PC in the world, so I'll do my best. Hopefully it's good enough for you guys to watch. You haven't missed anything. We're a bit delayed, a bit over schedule, unfortunately. Waiting for the two teams to get themselves on board, and I think we're about to jump into the knife round here on Overpass, which is the first map. Second map will be Mirage, and finally map 3 will be Inferno. Game sound louder. Do you guys want game sound a bit louder? Can someone let me know, please, just so it isn't a troll? Again, I definitely did step into this last second, so do give me a shout if the game sound needs to be a bit louder than it is currently. Either way, Nico, in a 1v2, he's been picked up, and RV will have choice of sides. More than likely going to be picking CT for themselves. Yes, please, a bit louder. Okay. Let's go for that. Just raised it a tiny bit. Thanks, guys, for letting me know. A little bit louder, a little bit lower. You guys. This is Na'Vi's choice of map. Second map is Team Dignitas's, which is Mirage. And then Inferno will be the final map, if we need it. I do think this is going to go down to a third map. I can see it being a very close game between these two. Perfect amount. Awesome. Thank you. Blue balls, I'd rather not, if that's cool with you, bro. I'd rather not. Thanks for the feedback, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, cuz. Alrighty, so here we go. We are going to be live onto the first round of this epic best of 3 between Na'Vi and Dignitas. Na'Vi, of course, starting on the CT side after winning that first knife. Let's see if they can win the first pistol as well. Going to be separating. Pretty much an orthodox play here on pistol round. It's not too uncommon to see CTs pushing all the way around the back, trying to get as much info as possible. And they have just found out where this push is coming in. It's going to be the Glock train right through with a Tech 9 as well. Team Dignitas going for the jugular. Have tagged down C's extremely low, but flaming in the back of the site. He's going to break the deadlock with that first frag. The bomb still hasn't been planted. Finally, it does go down. And that's going to be Kaibi with the bomb plant. Nico gets the return kill afterwards. And Flamey lands one more shot, but it's Dignitas that are coming out the better in this exchange. Remember, that bomb is planted. No defuse kit for Na'Vi. They have to go for these frags very quickly. And it is going to be on to Kyobi with that Glock. He's been picked off. Is there enough time? There should be just about enough time, I feel, for this bomb defuse to come in. And Na'Vi just about hold on. Although it's going to be very close at the end, but they do get it. So Na'Vi with the 1-0. Frog Togs, I think it's pretty sick. Wijnaldum is the other guy. I know I pronounced his name wrong. I can't really pronounce Dutch names very well, but I think there's some good players coming to Newcastle. I'm pretty happy about that. Regardless, though, back into the action here between these two juggernauts. Dignitas, after losing the first round, aren't going to be getting Kevlar because they got the bomb planted. It allows them to get AK-47s going through into round 3. So this is kind of a throwaway round. If they can get frags, that's a nice bonus. They have got the one from Pimp. But he feels the spray from Zeus at the end. In fact, it wasn't. It was Zeus. Beg my pardon, I shouldn't have corrected myself. Go with your gut. Always go with your gut. As I said, though, Dignitas, after getting that first plant, there's AK-47s. They've got plenty of grenades to work with as well. I mean, it doesn't look fantastic, but 3 smoke should be enough on T side, especially considering that Na'Vi don't have AWPs. 3 players stacking long. This is incredibly ballsy play from Na'Vi. They're looking for the information, and, well, Dignitas have no idea what's about to come up against them because they're going to be walking right into this trap. It's an even trade of frags as it goes 2 for 2. That should favour the terrorists in theory because it spreads the CTs that much thinner. But the issue is that the terrorists have kind of been locked into a deadlock on long, and they have lost the 3rd player of their round. KIB could be picked up in the side here from C's, who's in a great position, gets the frag, invisible weapon syndrome there, Gabe, and thank you very much for that. And then meanwhile, Pimp does bring this back to a 2-on-1. Well, that grenade lands right next to his feet, just 6 HP taken down. He has got himself another frag, just coming off a holiday, I believe. On Twitter, he was saying, don't expect too much from us, guys. But he's been doing a pretty good job thus far. This is a pretty huge round, I've got to say, for Team Dignitas. They can pick this up, they're right back in this. And they've got it as well! Pimp gets the headshot, 1v3! And Dignitas get their first round on the board. And that pretty much breaks Na'Vi. They can go for the buy, but it's going to be bare bones. And then you're looking at some upgraded pistols, pretty much, with maybe Kevlar thrown in the mix. It's called Bot Pimp. Well, Bot Pip, I guess. But anything but bot in that last round. Yeah, so as I said, an upgraded CZ there does come in play. KJB, which is KIB. Or Kayabai. It's one of those names, I'm a scrub. Okay, guys, Scandinavian names always elude me. But it's definitely him. But Dignitas, the Danes have claimed first blood in this round. That's a nice little pop flash with a return frag, and somehow Na'Vi are getting the upper hand on short. They picked up 2 frags, but there is the man in question. Kaibi with his 2nd frag. Takes us into a 3-on-3. 55 seconds on the timer. Plenty of time for Dignitas to manoeuvre themselves back round towards A if they want to, but there is Seized with the FAMAS. He's dropped the bomb, and Pimp is in an identical position. Another 1v3. This is actually more favourable for him than the last time because all three players are extremely low, but coming out there, the crossfire was too strong for him, and the bomb was dropped in a pretty horrendous position. So now Dignitas, after clawing around back in 3, with that sick clutch, find themselves broke for cash. There could be in the back of their mind to maybe force buy with Tech 9s and try and push because they realise that Na'Vi's economy is kind of bad, but they're going for the safe place here, because in doing that, if you then lose, and if you lose handedly as well, and RV, like, keep 4 weapons, you've just absolutely crippled yourself. So playing slow and steady. I can respect that. P250s on Pimp and AZ. As they charge on in. There's Edward, though, just locking it down with ease, and Guardian, the full house of frags. 2 for Guardian, 3 for Edward. Nothing too spectacular with it being on an eco. But still, Na'Vi, they do their job. They fend off the Danish push. Freedom! Bros, if you haven't realised by now, if you keep spamming the same things, it's going to go to sub mode only. That's not me doing it, it's my mods. Value your freedom, guys. Come on. Good push from Dignitas, and he's a pretty frequently boosted spot, especially from Na'Vi, so Dignitas were well aware that Seized and Zeus as well is pretty known for actually boosting up onto that spot on balloons. You see Kenny S do this a lot as well with the AWP when he's on overpass on CT side, like really being super aggressive. And it can pay off, like absolutely can pay off, but the issue is that it's become such a gimmicky spot now that a lot of teams will spray there regardless. Regardless though, Na'Vi, again, have lost the first player in these rounds. Typically it hasn't mattered a great deal though. They managed to adapt and be fluid enough to change positions and still lock down sights, and Zeus has opened up there with the frag. The bomb's been dropped. That gives some information across to the CTs who are starting to rotate in. AZ is in a 1v1 with Edward, and he gets that with ease. The headshot. It's going to keep the CTs isolated now on B site. 2 of them there. And it's Guardian who's still on A. But only 25 seconds to play with, so Dignitas are pretty much forced to go onto B site, and it is the stronger of the two sites. Let's take this on board with Flamey, who's about to be knee-deep in the action. Only an MP7, not a fantastic weapon, but if he opens up here with the headshots, it's not going to matter. There's the first one, and the second one as well. 8 seconds left. I'm not sure there's enough time for Kyobi to pull this one off with his teammates. They're looking for the revenge frags. 3 seconds on the board, and Kyobi wants to get killed before the time runs out. If he is going to fall down, because it allows him to have more money going forward. And he just about gets it as well. Great hold from Na'Vi. Especially considering that, again, they lost the first play in the form of Seized. So, with this 5-1 scoreline, Flamey now has himself the AWP. A UMP in the hands of Guardian, but it is an eco, and I'm pretty confident Na'Vi know this as well. That grenade chunks multiple players. I think it hit 4 from Seized. And he is just in the money. Frags here, there, and everywhere. And Na'Vi clean their 7th round up with ease. And now have double AWPs in play. Dignitas, 4 rounds unanswered. Maybe need to go back to the drawing board. Let's have a look how they're going to approach the start of this round here. Well, again, Kyobi maybe just playing the lurker role. Flashbangs through mid, allows Guardian to get into position. Misses that shot, but will bank the grenade off the wall. Manages to just about scurry his way back into connector. The terrorists were going to be peeking him out, but it's important that Guardian stays alive there, because if he falls down with the AWP and gives that across to Dignitas, it gives them a lot of opportunities to potentially get a pick onto A site and convert that into a bomb plant, which is something they've been struggling to do thus far. In actual fact, I think every single round they've gone for a B kind of push towards the end. Which in itself suggests that they're not getting a great deal of picks on A side. They're getting picks in mid, like on C's when he pushed up, but I'm talking about when they're trying to execute for those set plays, which we haven't really seen much of either. So maybe Dignitas are going to start to throw some of these in. Flashbang through onto connector. That's to masquerade the push from connector. The 4 players that were going through there. 3, pardon me, actually, from Dignitas. Molotov's going to stop the push in. 35 seconds. Here we go. But again, it's B. It's getting a bit too predictable. And Na'Vi are locking this down. However, that was a beautiful smoke into upper. There's nothing that Flamey can do other than throw that grenade. But it's enough! He scores the 3 points from downtown in upper onto MSL. The bomb's been planted. Pimp has heard noise coming through short tunnels. He does convert that into a frag, but now Flamey pushes through completely uncontested because of the smoke that connected and blocked off sandbags, and now it's all on Nico. He's picked up one, but he gets sprayed through the smoke, and that is the 5th round now in a row to Na'Vi. 7-1 in the lead. Why is quality so bad? Because my PC isn't great. Apologies, guys. I found out about this game today, so I haven't had a lot of chance to try and fine-tune the settings for you. Hopefully it's watchable, though, guys. I hope. Maybe not so watchable from a Dignitas fan's viewpoint, because this has been a pretty rough start. Important to mention, this is a CT-sided map. There's no doubting that, and Dignitas still have plenty of time to turn this one around, but the early stages are not good. Zeus just gets pummeled through the wooden door, the panel there, sorry, pardon me. Down to 22. Kind of fortunate to keep his life. Auto sniper on C's. You just heard that ringing out towards connector. Pimp's been dropped to 10 HP. And again, this is the kind of scenario that we've seen a bunch of times. It's like Dignitas lurking around connector and short, looking to potentially push on B. This will be one of the first times that we see them aggress on A in the second half of the round. The issue is that they still have to flush out the CTs, who've got 5 players alive and kicking, 3 of which are on the A site. Guardian opens up with the AWP, but let's keep it on board with this toilet push, which is being shut down with authority. Na'Vi just kicking ass and taking names. There's still an AWP in play from Dignitas, and that's going to be on Nico, who does get the opening pick onto the site, but it really is a drop in the ocean, because he's all by his lonesome now. Edward with the kill onto Kyobi, who did get a frag just beforehand, but Na'Vi can afford this. They've got so much money in their back pocket. And with 10 seconds, Nico just wants to save his AWP. Keep this in play for round 10. But the alarm bells will be beginning to ring for Dignitas because they have tried A now. They've tried B multiple times. And even when they get the bomb down, it's pretty simple retakes from Na'Vi. So something's clearly going amiss, awry, for Dignitas. Again, it's going to be the AWP, of course, for Nico, who kept that. Very few grenades, just one smoke and 2 flashbangs. And overpass certainly is a map that you need quite a bit of utility to force onto sites with set plays. So maybe that's going to suggest that Dignitas are going to go for like a fast push, maybe through long. Where realistically you might only need sort of one smoke, and if your flashbangs are well enough timed, may mitigate those previous issues that I mentioned. Nice spray control. Flaming gets put down. So a good start from Dignitas, but it's not the first time I've said that, and it won't be the last. That's what I'm talking about. Seas does get the return frag. The bomb will be planted, however, on A. One of the first times this has happened from Dignitas' perspective. And they've got pretty good post-plant situation as well. You know, but the positions are pretty solid. There's 2 players coming from behind. That was a kill that Pimp really needed to pick up for himself. And now he is going to be aggressed on. And he doesn't get it on the second time of asking either. He gets picked off. AZ returns the fire. There is 2 defuse kits on Na'Vi, so if they can get these frags quickly, they got every chance at clutching this. Zeus does pick up the next frag. It's all on Nico, who's looking from long. He gets the AWP shot. Very nicely done from Dignitas, but they lose 4 players. So you can see that their economy, not fantastic. They will be able to scrape together a buy. It's probably going to have a couple Galils in. Maybe upgraded pistols, yeah. In actual fact, they go for a P90. And the Tech 9. Kobe with the P90 is just going to be rushing in. That flashbang destroyed both players on Pillar, but they don't check for flaming, and he gets himself one. Very nearly a second frag. The bomb was dropped on site, so it's not the end of the world for Dignitas, but that could have gone a whole lot worse. And Seized with the Molotov finishes off MSL, who was weakened by Flamey on the toxic barrels. And that's a position you simply have to check from Dignitas' perspective. They just weren't expecting 2 to be on Pillar. And that very nearly came to their downfall. So, flashes coming across. Again, the post-plant scenario for Dignitas, trying to hold on fast. Pimp does connect the shot onto Guardian, who was opposite side of Monster. This is looking much better from the Danes. Last player sees they can hear him scurrying around. All AZ has to do is peek, and that will be the end of the round. Dignitas are starting to salvage this half. I feel like they need 5 or 6 rounds, though, to have a good crack at this on the CT side. So they're still not out of the woods. Not out of the woods just yet, but they're getting towards there. They're chopping through some of the trees. And with Na'Vi on this eco, Dignitas, they're looking good. The question is, though, can they hold off this eco push from Na'Vi? Look at how aggressive they are. 3 players in Connector, and Zeus and Flamey both come in with kills. That is a crippling body blow for Dignitas. AZ's coming in, trying to somewhat salvage this round, and he's going to do just that with 3-player spray down. Albeit 2 of them were very low and close to death, but this was a full eco. No Kevlar, no grenades, just upgraded pistols pretty much from Na'Vi. And already with 3 kills now as Seas gets the 5-7 one-tap to Kiaibi's head. And although, judging by the weaponry and positions, Dignitas should still be in good shape. Guardian could play a huge pivotal role in this round. Splitting up, as you'd expect the CTs to do in this situation. Guardian lurking down Connector. This is a very slow rotate from the Ts. You can see them just backing away towards T-spawn. And look at this. This is so unfortunate from them. They're going B with 20 seconds. They've made that smoke so apparent where they're going to be pushing. And they're going to be going into both CT players. But Guardian caught with his pants down. He gets picked off and AZ with the second to claim his ace. It was an eco round, so normally you're not going to get too excited about that. But the way it went down in the context, AZ with a huge play there for his team as he moves on 14 for 10. Joint top fragging with Flamey, who's 14 and 7. But my goodness, that was a lot closer than Dignitas were hoping for. Very surprised that Guardian got caught there on short. He must have heard the footsteps. Maybe he assumed they're going through Monster. It does sometimes happen. It just goes to show he is human after all. Speaking of him, this could be another Kobe through the window onto the head of Pimp. The trick shot. The trick nade. Onto Pimp, who suddenly had a gaping hole in his forehead. Great start from Na'Vi once more. Lots of time to play with though for Dignitas. You can see how Na'Vi approach the CT side. They're so aggressive. Constantly having a player pushing towards Connector 1. Constantly one in bathroom as well. And well, Edward was in bathroom for a few seconds before he ended up dying. So Dignitas now, they have to get a move on. They've got to get the skates on. Look at Seeds. He's coming right round the back. He is going to spot Nico. Does he go for the straight up shot or does he wait? He's going to bide his time. Nico now, who's looking. He hasn't been killed. Seized. What? Is this real life? I kind of wish that I'd stayed on board with Seized now to see what just happened. That may not end up mattering too much because the position of Flamey could shut down this push with 15 seconds, but still, I'm mind blown. I have no idea what just happened. Zeus at the back of the site, though, is going to connect with 2 shots. 8 seconds left. KIB will be able to get this bomb planted just in the nick of time. But 100 HP faces 100. Well, 99 now as that grenade just narrowly misses on Zeus. The flashbang out. KIB gets the first couple shots across, but he can't connect the dots enough to get the frag. And now he gets spotted, but Zeus is on the receiving end of a battering. And Dignitas pick up their 4th consecutive round to get 5 on the board. I'm still a bit speechless, guys. I'm really surprised that Nico did not get picked off. And that did end up costing Na'Vi, right? Because if Seized gets that frag, Dignitas crumble on long. And that is a Na'Vi round. Almost 100%. So that was pretty huge. And now it allows Dignitas the opportunity to maybe get their 6th round. I was talking that 5 or 6 rounds is good enough. They could be even aiming for 7. Which is a great half for the T's, honestly. Especially when you consider they were getting so hammered at one point. And this eco isn't going to provide too much in the way of Na'Vi getting frags or indeed this round. They at least have an AK on Edward who's going to save this for his team. So a slight saving grace for Na'Vi. And, well, I suppose the comeback is well and truly complete on this half now for Dignitas. And they're looking for higher goals. They're looking for that elusive 7th round now on T-side. And this is what I'm talking about. All things considered, if you just joined us, you know, 8-6 looks like this is a pretty damn good half for Dignitas. But here's the cutoff point. It was 8-1 at one stage. And that's 5 rounds in a row now to Dignitas. So, complete different story in the second quarter of this game. Na'Vi will be kicking themselves. Even if they were to win this round, they'll still be kicking themselves. Dignitas now with newfound vigour and confidence. Haven't done anything too spectacular on their T sides. Haven't really gone for too many set plays. It's just been they've been getting the upper hand in these duels recently. And RV again go looking for information. And again they will get punished. Kaibi from behind on Zeus. 2 huge picks. And they're now going to look to force this round down the throat of Na'Vi. But there is Flamey with the AWP. In a second frag as well. MSL is going for this kill. Flamey, maybe he's done enough damage, but it doesn't look likely. Even with his heroics, it's still a 1-on-3 with Guardian by himself. Nice shot there. Unfortunate to just get the leg. Very, very unfortunate. That was a nice flick shot, but still, Dignitas have done it. They've pulled it back to 8-7, guys. What do you guys think then in chat? You've heard my predictions at the start of this game. Who did you bet on? Who do you think's going to win this one? Do you believe in Dignitas, or do you think Na'Vi have this? The previous results would definitely point towards Na'Vi. The last 5 games these two have played against each other, Na'Vi have won all 5. If memory serves me correctly, but I'm pretty sure they have. What's up, Enzi? Dignitas win. Lots of Dignitas chants in chat. Okay, Na'Vi making a bit of a resurgence now. Overall, I think Dignitas is getting more love in chat right now. Okay. I didn't know she was playing Nuppa. That's fair game, Freak Out, that's fair. Either way, here we go, cracking on into the 16th round. Pretty much all even, I've got to say. There's very little to determine between the two teams. This pistol's going to be massively important if Na'Vi can take it, though. And they are a team that do excel pretty handedly on the T side of overpass. They got some pretty slick strats down, and they're landing some headshots. That is a team kill from MSL. Shoots AZ in the back of the head, I think that was. Now Kaibi in a 1v5, he is connecting a couple frags. So, I mean, nice work from him, but there's just too many players for him to deal with. And Na'Vi, they get the round without even planting the bomb in the process. Didn't need it, they just went for the full-on frags. They were bloodthirsty. This map was picked by Na'Vi, Mongo Mo. Next map's Mirage. That was Dignitas' choice, of course. And then, if we need it, we'll be heading to Inferno for map number 3. Oh, the entry frag is real from Guardian, but he gets traded. In fact, he doesn't get traded out. It's Edward that bites the dust afterwards. As Zeus, however, from Connector, realises that this push could be coming in. And there's another frag from the Danes. So, not a terrible round for them. Zeus is just going to land more headshots. It's down to a 2-on-1. And really, I think Dignitas will be relatively happy with that round, although they do lose it. What sucks when you're trying to cast and a spider just crawls up your arm. Like, hello? Can't you see I'm working here, bro? Get your own space. There's plenty of room in here. Go chill in the corner and make webs or something, whatever spiders do. So, on a more related note, we're on to the 18th round, and Na'Vi, they're going to get right through onto the site. I like this from Dignitas. It didn't pay off, but it is a high risk, high reward. It's like rolling the dice. They stack mid very aggressively, and if players run into them, they're probably going to get some frags. They're going to trade out relatively well with those pistols. Unfortunately from them, though, it was a straight-up B push from Na'Vi, and now there is egg smeared on the face of Dignitas, who are falling with not too much of a fight. Who made you the bro authority, bro? I'm sorry, guys. I'll leave the spider alone. It's just relatively annoying. Alright, here comes the first real test for Na'Vi. We've seen them successfully palm off the eco rounds from Dignitas, but here we go. It is an AWP and 4 M4 assault rifles facing off against them. Early Molotov in that will stop the push from Dignitas into short, which allows Na'Vi more control over Monster and keeps CTs guessing. They don't get information from that. What a flick shot from Nico. He doesn't get the kill. But Edward suddenly just spanked down to 20 HP out of nowhere, looking for information, being cheeky, just popping up and down like a game of whack-a-mole. I was saying, this is the first test for Na'Vi, and so far they're failing this test. Dignitas looking very confident and comfortable in this round. And C's went for the cheeky frag through that smoke, just pushed through. But good guy AZ was there to keep his teammate alive and kicking. No HP's been lost by Dignitas either. Guacamole. Not quite what I said, but close enough. A game of guacamole. Okay. Here come the grenades. And Na'Vi, they're biding their time and waiting, but the players are low. Guardian, really the only player that was pretty healthy, and he's just been dropped. So Edward, with it all to do, I can understand why he goes for the frags there, because he must have realised that at least one player would be rotating on his 6 up through connector. So at least go for some kills, go down swinging. So AWP on Guardian and a Tech 9 on Zeus. Still though, we've seen Na'Vi pull off rounds with much worse weapons than this. Let's have a look how they're stacking up. C is going to be playing Interference Man, heading towards short. Rest of Na'Vi just filtering out, as you'd expect, through connector and towards bathroom. A much different style of play as well. It's always interesting for me to see the differences in style on defense side of overpass. Na'Vi were extremely aggressive through bathroom and connector, always having at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 players stacked up on long as well. Some rounds just pushing 3 players up there and catching Dignitas off guard, but Dignitas much more passive. I was going to say disciplined, but that's not even an accurate thing to say, because Na'Vi were disciplined, but they were just aggressive. That grenade, though, lands by the side of Seized, and he was tagged up just beforehand. That's going to end his life. We'll say, though, that his life didn't give too much information away to Dignitas. It's not a case they saw 3 or 4 players pushing up. That could just be a lone wolf for all they know. So they are still keeping 2 players stacked around B, one of which was aggressively pushed into the sewers, and that was Hybe. He's been picked up, smoked through onto the site. 20 seconds to play with, though, and Na'Vi have to get a move on. And you can see that the CTs, they have very quickly manoeuvred themselves into a position to fend off this push, but they have lost the first player in this confrontation. Nico with a nice shot on the cross there from Flamey. Flashbang lands on pretty much everybody, and there we go. Dignitas clean it up with authority, just efficient extermination. Na'Vi are known for pushing in with the last 15-20 seconds to go, but I feel that's always a very risky strat when you consider there's 4 CTs still alive. They nearly made it work, but there was a beautiful flash. I didn't quite see who threw it in, but there was a flash that landed like all 3 players in sight, which allowed them to push up through water and get the frags on the side, and there's really not much that Na'Vi could do about it. So they're back to an eco. They're going to be pushing through long, 3 players strong. Bomb's been dropped behind them, which suggests we're not going to have a fast push onto site. It's going to be more of a slow, steady affair. Not sure why the camera just switched it. The player that had nothing ahead of him. Let's jump on with a T's perspective. Guardian does get a trade off. They just need this bomb planted. If they can get the bomb planted, that's pretty much job done from Na'Vi, but it's not going to happen. They're losing players left, right, and centre. Headshots are plenty, and Dignitas have brought it back to just 1 round deficit. So, here we go. By the way, if you take a little pause, guys, because I'm taking a drink. Solo casting is a bit weird on the old voice. AZ aggressively down connector, but Edward gets the upper hand on him. There is a boost up, but Na'Vi are getting the picks all over the board. Great round from them. Maybe the CTs can hold on just about in this round, but it's going to be a tough ask from MSL and Nico. Nico desperately is hoping that MSL stays alive, so he can get into position with his AWP. That bomb still hasn't started rotating just yet, but it's only a few moments away from doing so. MSL has locked down this site now, and here comes the rotation from Na'Vi, but Nico is up to that task. Beautiful shot onto Seized, who is very low on HP. Edward just about missed out on that shot, but he's going for it right now. Flashbang over. Nico, can you land a sick close range no-scope? That's pretty much going to be the order of the day. He misses the first one, and there's Edward to take his head clean off his shoulders. Down to a 1-on-1. Edward preemptively going for the spray down onto the dumpster. And now he will be going for that full plant. MSL has no flashbangs, no smokes, nothing for utility purposes to drag himself onto that side. It's going to come down to the aim duel. Edward just needs to play his time right now. There is a defuse kit on MSL, so we can afford to waste some more time, and Edward gets the frag. And what a huge kill that was. Gives Na'Vi the 2-round lead, but more importantly, I suppose, in the back of their minds, it gives them weapons. It gives them a chance to extend that lead further. Dignitas, though, are not going to be dissuaded by that previous round. They're going to keep things going forward. They're going to keep it positive as well. Pushing down, not playing too passive. Seized this time with the entry frag onto MSL. Didn't know what hit him. And again, they get the entries. They get the picks to Na'Vi in the form of Flamey at the end there. He's dropped to 10 HP, so he's pretty low himself. But at least with this 2-man advantage, they can try and mind game the CTs. But Nico once more, he has been a fantastic player. Connects 2 shots, flashing over towards long. I just want to keep it on board with him, honestly. He can't connect the shot there as the flashbang came in. But still, once again, just through that raw AWPing talent, he's given Dignitas a slither of hope in the 23rd round. 50 seconds to play with. KIB can see them, the movement. He can see the grenades. Can't quite connect the double spray. And Nico's about to walk into a trap. There we go. He gets picked off from Seized. But that round, Na'Vi got, what, 3? I think it was 3 unanswered picks. I can understand that Dignitas want to get information. They want to see where the terrorists are currently occupying, where they're going to be pushing. I understand that. The issue is, though, it's not worth a life or 2 lives. So, this should transition into a 14-10 for Na'Vi. It should. That's the key word. So often in CS, the unthinkable happens. But you can see the Dignitas, they were stacking around the B site. Again, they were hoping for that play to work in their favour. But last time it was on A they stacked, or it was mid, and Na'Vi pushed B. This time they go B, and Na'Vi go A. They have had a lot more joy on A as well, to be fair to Na'Vi. So I understand that call. Get the first 2 kills, not too surprising. Bomb plant as well. Now, really, best case scenario for Dignitas is maybe pick up a couple weapons from corpses of Na'Vi players, but that is not going to happen. And there we go. Zeus seals the deal. 14-10. For those of you asking which map this is map number 1. Na'Vi picked it, and Dignitas picked Mirage, which is coming up next. Third map will be Inferno. Alrighty, let's have a look at these strats. Ooh, this is a fast push towards B. Look at this. They're not stopping for anything. This is such a good call from Na'Vi. They're going to catch the CTs totally off guard. It's Guardian who goes in first, but he gets the trade out. And that is such a ballsy play from Na'Vi, but so good at the same time. Honestly, I think the one strat that Dignitas were not expecting there is just an all-out rush. Fantastic strats, executed to perfection. And now Dignitas again. Nico's consistently been one of those last 2 players with the AWP. And as good as he's been playing this game, he's not going to clutch this. I think they're almost just planning to save and try and go for the overtime. So there we go, 15-10. Dignitas do manage to hold on to their 2 remaining weapons, which means they're going to be able to drop weapons across to the rest of their team and get a decent buy-up for the last round. Well, potentially last round, I should say. 3 FAMASs with lots of grenades. They do have defuse kits as well, so it's not too shabby. That hasn't been the issue, though. The issue has been that they've been traded out consistently from Na'Vi, and there we go again. This time it's the Opera of Nico who gets found out first from Guardian. And I can see there that Nico on 18 frags with the AWP has been getting a lot of impact kills, though, so it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. And Na'Vi just getting the upper hand onto Dignitas as they push looking for information once more. The bomb is way back towards the T-spawns. So there's going to be no plant for the foreseeable future, which is somewhat of a saving grace for Team Dignitas, so they can maybe get a couple kills in this transitional period from Na'Vi. But still, a 4-on-2 is rough and is asking a lot of the Danes. AZ back on A side with the FAMAS. He's about to get aggressed on. Edward with the bomb in his hands, pushing down long with the 2 players coming up. You've got Seized, who is still being a pain in the backside on the B side. He's looking to try and get around the back of the CTs once they push in. AZ does get the first frag of the confrontation, but he gets traded out almost instantly from Guardian. Bomb will be planted from Edward, and now it's all on Pimp. M4 in his hands. He's got a grenade and well, I was going to say a smoke, but it doesn't matter. 16-10. Here's the first score that Na'Vi will be claiming for themselves on Overpass. Second map is going to be Mirage. We'll cut to that in just a few moments, guys. I'm going to take a quick break. Go get yourself a drink, go get yourself some food. I'll be back for map number 2 in just a few moments, guys. Thanks for watching.